Hello everyone, it is now just 2 days until the official release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. And for those of you who can't tell from the accent, I'm Australian, and that means that I was lucky enough to get the game 10 days early. This is a deluxe edition, and I'm at the moment 27 hours in. So just as a quick background, for those of you who don't know, Square-Enix announced on their official Instagram and Twitter that they were going to be shipping the game early to Australia and Europe. And that was just to ensure that we didn't get it late. But it actually turns out that we ended up getting it a lot earlier than I think everyone expected. About 2 days after I read that announcement, the game was released here. So it actually released here on April 1st, not an April Fool's joke. I don't know if retailers were supposed to release it as soon as they got it, but they did, and everyone just did it. And we ran with it, and everyone here is happy about it. Obviously, I understand why people overseas are not happy about it, but we're going to get into that. So I decided to do unboxing videos for both the standard and deluxe editions of the game, and understandably, a lot of you had a lot of questions. So now that my first unboxing video has been up for a week, and I've been playing the game for about 27 hours, I've decided to collect all of the questions from the comment sections and then answer them here in this video. But Square Enix did ask us please to not reveal any spoilers if we did happen to get the game early, and because I'm very grateful to them for releasing it early instead of late, I am going to respect that, and I'm not going to spoil anything because I think that's only fair for them and for the people who haven't been able to get their hands on the game yet. So I'm going to do my best to answer all of your questions whilst not spoiling anything. So bear with me. That being said, if I let loose or hint at any minor details, please do forgive me. I'm not going to do anything too specific. I'm going to try and avoid them completely. But if something happens to come out that you think like that's a bit spoilery, just pre-warning, okay? Just maybe if you 100% don't want to know anything about the game, just don't watch this video. It'll be safer that way. So my first two are not exactly questions, but I've got faster start game, which I assume they mean just start playing the game, and I don't understand why you cannot play the game. So the simple answer as to why I can't upload any gameplay footage yet is because the game still hasn't officially released. It does not officially release until the 10th of April. A lot of people are saying that I should just upload some gameplay videos anyway, and I would love to, but just to back myself up, I looked up the Square-Enix material usage license on their official website. So here it is, and it says specifically, users are not allowed to publicly post content before the 10th of April 2020. But on top of this, I just don't think it's fair for people who have waited years to play this game to go onto YouTube and see something spoiled for them. Plus, I feel like it's sort of just rubbing it in their faces that other people are playing the game while they can't. And I think the fact that yeah, in some areas it's released early and not in other areas, and it was supposed to be a worldwide release, and the fact that people even in Australia who ordered the digital copy can't play it while everyone else in Australia is playing the physical copy, I just don't think it's a very fair situation. So I want to even out the playing field as much as I possibly can. On this note, I have seen quite a few videos pop up in the last few days with specific gameplay footage, and I don't know how they are still live on YouTube. Today I went on YouTube and there was a thumbnail with a caption, Final Fantasy VII Remake ending, and it's with a very clear thumbnail there, and I just think that is so unfair. So I don't really know what the go is. I don't know if Square Enix and Sony have just given up trying to block the videos or have them taken down, but I know that people were having their Twitch accounts frozen and deleted for live streaming the game, so I wouldn't risk it even if I wanted to. Where did you order it from? So I got both my standard and deluxe editions from EB Games, which for those of you who are in America, Germany, and a lot of other countries, it is Australian and Canadian, and I think New Zealand version of GameStop. So some countries use GameStop, some countries use EB Games, but I believe that they are the same mother company, or at least they started out that way. Can you please tell us about the level design? Is it like the new God of War, like Metroidvania style, or is it like Final Fantasy 15? So it's fairly linear, sort of. I'm trying to avoid spoilers here, so bear with me. It's similar to Final Fantasy 15 in that it's chapter-based. More like the first half of Final Fantasy 15 specifically, I would say. It's not like open world and you can drop back to whatever location you feel like whenever you want. Some areas you go to and then you never go back to that location, and I think if you played the original 7, you can guess why that would be in a lot of cases. Then there are certain areas that you use more like a base for a while, so then you might stay there for a bit and then go off and do a chapter and then come back, or go off and do a couple of chapters then come back to this area, or even just sort of stay there before you go on the next chapter and do a couple of side quests. So there are areas that you spend a lot more time in or frequently return to. They also introduce a means of fast traveling around about 20 hours into the game, and even areas where you have to pass through multiple times in the main storyline, they do a pretty good job of keeping things fresh. So they change things up enough so that it doesn't get too boring. Yeah, I hope that's specific enough. Can you just tell me if you like the game? I can definitely 100% say that I love the game. Every aspect, I 100% love it. Well, not every aspect, but almost every aspect. I think they've done an almost flawless job from what I've seen so far. That being said, I'm sort of a little bit worried at the moment that at the point that I'm at, that I'm already quite far along in the game and I wanted it to go longer. But I can't really say it because I haven't finished the game. Maybe it will go longer than what I think it will. Again, keeping it quite spoiler free here, but I just think that even if the storyline and the battle system was absolute trash, which it's not by any means, I think I would still absolutely love it just from the pure nostalgic aspect of seeing these beloved characters and locations brought to life on the PlayStation 4 in the best graphics that I've seen on that system. But yeah, the story is really good. I love all the things that they've added in. For the most part, it doesn't feel like it's dragging. There are certain parts where I feel like it's a little repetitive, and that's probably my only real gripe with it. The battle system is fantastic. At first, I just thought, just do a one-for-one remake, just improve the graphics, keep the battle system, and I was annoyed when they announced a different battle system, but I've completely turned around on it. I think they've done the right thing. I think the battle system is really, really good, really interesting, keeps it fresh, and I also think that doing it episodically was a really smart move. But again, at this point, I'm wondering if it could have been longer and it should have just sort of encompassed some more outside of Midgar. Yeah, but I can't say yet because I haven't actually finished the game 100%. So these next two are related. How long does it take to upload the data disk onto the PlayStation? And also, what is the gig size? Is it 108 gigs or 100 gigs? So it says on the back of the disc that you need to allow for 100 gigabytes of space minimum. The actual file size is 90.66 gigabytes, and it took me around about 55 minutes, so nearly an hour, to download it onto my PlayStation Slim. I don't know if this is the same if you have a Pro, I don't know if it'll be any faster, but just definitely make sure that you have enough space on your PlayStation 4 so you can get playing as soon as possible. I had to delete a bunch of stuff because I'm also recording gameplay footage, so yeah, I need to free up a crap ton of space. Are you from Australia? Yes, indeed I am. However, there are places in Europe that have started to get the game as well. I think they started getting it like 2 or 3 days after we did. Of all the places, Australia got the game first. Yes, it's a little bit random, but I think... So firstly, Good Friday is always a public holiday across Australia, so the 10th of April was a terrible time to reschedule the release date for Australians. I don't know if it's the same in a lot of other countries or not, but everything's closed on Good Friday. And then delivery wouldn't happen Saturday, Sunday, or even Monday because that's also a public holiday. So a lot of people wouldn't be getting the game until the following Tuesday. But this must be the case in other countries too, so I don't really know. So I think what they did was, try and get it to us earlier instead of later, and it just got here super early. I was hoping for it to arrive on maybe like today, like the 8th. But it arrived on the 1st. Yes, this time we did happen to get the game about 10 days before release date. But to be fair, back in the day, Australia and New Zealand used to have to wait months and months and months after America and Canada and even sometimes Europe got the game before we got to play them. But I understand, it really does suck in this day and age of simultaneous worldwide release dates. It's rated mature. Yep, and when you play it, you'll see why. Notice below the overview on the back of the game case when you turned it over that the voiceovers include both Japanese and English. Don't really care about French and German lol. Does that mean we're able to choose in the options menu which voices we want to hear in the game? Yes, so you can actually just select in the main options menu during gameplay which language you'd like out of English, Japanese, French, or German, but you just have to reset the game after you've changed the language. Not actually restart the whole game, just reset the application. I'm not sure if you can change the text language as well. This is just the audio language, but maybe that's got something to do with your language settings on the actual system as opposed to within the game. But it's really cool that you can mix it up, especially for those multilingual people or those who prefer the Japanese voice actors to the English ones. I personally preferred Tifa's German voice actor at first, but the English one has really grown on me. Question, pre-ordered mine from Game and got it today by mail, but no Chocobo Chick summon bonus, question mark. I would contact Game. If that's happened to any of you, I would get onto it really quickly. So, as I said before, I got the standard edition and the deluxe edition. The standard edition, although I just went and bought it on launch day, I didn't pre-order it, the guy still gave me a pre-order code. Whereas for the deluxe edition, I forgot to check when I picked it up, and the woman who served me didn't give me the code, and then I'd already left. and I was long gone. So for me, it doesn't really matter because the person who served me, they hooked me up, but I can understand how it's really frustrating for somebody who pre-ordered the game to not get their pre-order bonus. So yeah, just get onto them as soon as possible. The way that it worked at EB in Australia was they just printed one off on a receipt. So it's not like a physical DLC card like you get for the Cactuar DLC in the deluxe edition. It's just a little print off, so they should just be able to print you another one. So on the topic of DLC, for those of you who don't know, the Chocobo Chick was a pre-ordered bonus that you got just for pre-ordering the game pretty much anywhere. The deluxe edition, you could only get in EB Games in Australia, but I think it was available on the Square-Enix website in America and Europe and Japan, but we don't have a Square-Enix website in Oceania. And the deluxe edition comes with the Cactuar Summon DLC, regardless of whether you pre-ordered it or not. And then the only other DLC that's possible to get is the Carbuncle DLC, which was only available in the First Class edition, which unfortunately was not available in Australia because it was a Square-Enix store exclusive, but that cost a lot of money anyway, and I'm like, this was expensive enough for me, so yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that I managed to answer all of your questions in a spoiler-free manner. If you do have any other questions for me, leave them down in the comments below and I will just reply to them down there, because the game launches in a couple of days. You can figure the rest of everything out yourselves, I guess, which is exciting. So if you did like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It helps out with my algorithms. Also click on that face in a circle because that's how you subscribe to my channel, and click on another video wherever I'm going to put it, and that'll link you to another video, funnily enough. Thank you again, and please enjoy playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you don't want to play it, you can watch me play it. Alright, see you next time. Bye!